What's up, guys, and welcome back to College Football Central. And today we're going to be going over Penn State's 2021 college football schedule, and we'll be predicting every game. And at the very end, I'll give you my best case scenario and worst case scenario for the Nittany Lions this year. First up, they will be going on the road, and they'll actually open with a Big Ten game this year. They'll be playing Wisconsin. And I think Penn State is going to be much improved from last year. They started off the season last year 0-5. And I think most of that was due to the fact that they lost that first game to Indiana, and that really didn't help their momentum. And then they had to play Ohio State second. We all knew they weren't going to win that game, so they were 0-2, and then it kind of just went downhill from there. Now, they won their last 4 games of the season. I think that was pretty important for them. And they've got a lot of guys coming back, including Sean Clifford. A lot of other offensive starters will be coming back. I say the biggest loss on offense is Pat Freiermuth at tight end, but I don't know how huge that's going to be. Obviously, it'll make a difference, but I think they'll be able to replace him, and we won't see much of a difference on the offensive side. Defense, they've got a lot of guys coming back, so I think Penn State is going to be a team to watch out for this year in the Big Ten East. So in this game, I really think Penn State's going to win because last year they started off 0-1. We saw where that went. They don't want to do that again. I think they're going to be motivated to win this game, and I think that they will take out one of the favorites to win the Big Ten West in Week 1. Next up, they have Ball State at home, and this one we don't really need to talk about because this is an easy win for the Nittany Lions. Then they have Auburn at home, and this is a tough one for me. Auburn is going to have a new head coach, so I think it'll be a little bit tougher for them to win this game because of the new head coach, and they've got a lot of things they have to get firing on all cylinders before they'll be at their full potential. I don't know if they'll get there until maybe week 6 or 7. So I like Penn State to win this game, especially at home. Next, they have Villanova. If this was basketball, I'd pick Villanova, but guess what? It's not. So Penn State's going to win this one easily. They have their bye week early on October 2nd, and then they go on the road to Iowa, another one of the favorites in the Big Ten West. They didn't really get a very easy pull when getting their opponents from the West, but I still think that Penn State is going to be a little bit better. I think they'll be able to squeak this one out on the road. Next, they have Illinois, and I think this one's going to be pretty easy for Penn State. I don't really see Illinois improving a lot from last year. I think they'll probably get 3 or 4 wins, but that's about it. So I'm going to go with Penn State picking up bowl eligibility in their 6th game of the year. Next up, they'll be on the road at Michigan State, and kind of like Illinois, I don't think Michigan State's going to be much improved from last year. They'll probably have 4 wins or so. I really don't think Penn State's going to lose this one on the road, so I'm going to take the Nittany Lions. And now, Penn State's going to hit their toughest 2 games. At home against Indiana, and on the road against Ohio State. First up is Indiana. And I think that the Hoosiers are going to be super motivated to win this game. And they want to be undefeated when they play Ohio State. Now, if you haven't watched my Indiana predictions video yet, make sure to go do that. I'll put the link up in the top right-hand corner. And I'm kind of torn on Indiana right now. I think they're going to be really good. But there was one game early in the season that I think they might lose, so make sure to go check that out. Link's up in the top corner. So anyways, I'm going to pick Penn State to lose this one at home. Now, they're on the road against Maryland, and I think this is a pretty easy game for Penn State. Maryland's not going to be good this year, and I really just don't see Penn State managing to lose this game. Then they're at home against Michigan, and last time I checked, Jim Harbaugh was still head coach. So I'm picking Penn State. I don't think this one's going to be very close. For Michigan to have a good year this year, Jim Harbaugh would have to be coach of the year, and he is not coach of the year material. So Nittany Lions, they're going to win this one at home. Now they're going on the road to Ohio State, and like I said earlier, this is their toughest game for sure. So I don't think that they'll be able to go into Columbus and beat the Buckeyes. It's the 11th game of the year. Both teams are going to be at their full potential. And in that case, I think Ohio State is more talented. They have the home field advantage. So I'm going to go with the Buckeyes over Penn State. Now, finally, the rivalry game. And I think Penn State, they're at home. I think they're going to win this one. Now, I do think it'll be a little bit closer than before. I think Rutgers is going to be improved from last year. Greg Schiano showed that he can bring this program up from the ashes, and I think Rutgers isn't going to be that bad this year. I don't know if they'll hit 500, but they're definitely going to be improved from their typical 1-11 seasons. So I like Penn State at home here, but you never know. This one could possibly be an upset. Alright, so the best case scenario for Penn State, I think they could go 11-1. Now, because these two games are so tough, Indiana and Ohio State, I don't think that they could win both of them. I don't see Penn State going undefeated this year, but I think they could win one of those two. If I had to pick, I'd probably say Indiana because Penn State has the home field advantage there. But either one of those, they could win one. I don't think they're going to win both of them. So best case scenario, I'm going to say 11-1. Worst case scenario, I could see Penn State dropping two of those Big Ten West games to Wisconsin and Iowa. And then Auburn, that one, if Auburn's having a really good year, I think Auburn could possibly win that game. So worst case scenario, 7-5. If I had to pick, I'd say 11-1 is much more likely than going 7-5 for Penn State. So thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll be predicting Michigan's 2021 schedule. Thanks for watching.